Well, let's just talk about this and what's happening with PetroSA and the financial gain that it could probably make from it having this project going now.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think it's a great thing to happen. Regulation is always important in any investment case. So sign the T's and dotted the I's. You got investment decision to go ahead from the regulator. Now for South Africa, particularly first, you spoke earlier about food security. Mm-hmm. Now we're talking energy security. And therefore, energy security, insofar PetroSA is concerned, by extending the life of the Mossel Bay plant, by finding new feedstocks, it makes the energy security issue within South Africa less challenging. That's one. So that's a good thing to happen to South Africa and particularly Africa. And across the world at the moment they call it the new gas age. Gas is the thing. Dash for gas is now really happening. Mm-hmm. So any scenario you're looking at, whether it's the International Energy Agency, whether it's the World Bank outlook on energy, scenarios up to 2035 see this growing trend in oil and gas investments.
One of the things that we have seen, and I know it was an issue here with PetroSA, was they had to look at the environmental impact. And I suppose you'd have to do that for any resource that you would be exploring for. Yeah. But talk to us about just in terms of regulation and how, I would like to say, how well we might be getting it here in South Africa, or where there might be gaps still.
Well, from a gas point of view, yes, and any exploration for that matter, environmental issues are a concern. What is good for us in this case is that gas is the new alternative energy rather than fossil fuel as in oil. So it's cleaner. So from that point of view, it meets the environmental and sustainability concerns which the green agenda has. So that's a plus for PetroSA. The second plus is that with elongating the feedstock, or getting the feedstock for PetroSA, the business case for survival of PetroSA is assured. And further down the line, and this is our hope is going to happen, save South Africa foreign exchange, because at the moment we're importing oil. So the more Sasol and PetroSA up their productions for us, the less chance for us to pay more for foreign exchange to get oil.
Well, let's just talk a little bit about investment for PetroSA, yes. Because what they're saying right now is this project that they have been now awarded, production could continue for around 6 years.
Yes.
And then going further development of other gas projects could potentially help to sustain until 2025. But it doesn't seem sure though. What does seem sure is the next 6 years. After that, it seems a little bit uncertain what could be happening to this company. For investors, is that something to be wary about?
Well, fortunately, Hanan, the oil and gas industry, in that sense, the investors are quite aware of the certainty and uncertainty balance. And they factor that into their equations and their financial modeling when they want to invest. So that's number one. Number two is that with this first tranche, as PetroSA should and will look to develop the field further. So in the near term, 6 years, we'll be fine. But then within that 6 years, they'll find other blocks to develop. I mean, 10 years ago, we knew about this. We knew that Mossel Bay will be running out of feedstock, and there were calls to close down Mossel Bay. And fortunately, the leadership didn't panic. They continued. So I think, given the leadership and the technological advancement PetroSA has, they will be able to develop the field further.
How lucrative is it in this? And the reason I ask it is because they've also conceded to, and this is from a report, complex geological and physical challenges that are associated with target formation in this particular area where they're going to be exploring.
Yes.
For them to continue until 2025, more exploration will need to take place. That's going to require a significant amount of money.
Yes.
So just in terms of the 6 years where they are making money, how lucrative is this business?
How lucrative it is? Well, let's...
And I'm not talking about the gas industry, I'm talking about PetroSA.
Yeah. let's assume for now that PetroSA is going to invest and hoping to get a return. But in this case, I think for South Africa as a whole, the return is important, but not important. What is important is the survival and for us to get energy security. Yeah. So if you look at it from a pure profitability point of view, you might take a different stance. But if you look at it South Africa Inc. point of view, can PetroSA help us offset? And now this is where for me the return is. Offset the amount of money going out of the country to import oil and gas. Offset it by doing production in the country. That would be the return which we get. That's for me is the big question.
Well, at some point we do want to talk about profitability. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in. That was Norman Ndaba, Sector Leader for Energy Africa at Ernst Young, and discussing PetroSA's new $1 billion energy project.